The Texans have made a big move before Monday Night Football, and they brought up a tight end from the practice squad, and it actually will help out Dalton Schultz a lot now with Cade Stover out. But realistically, going into this matchup against the Buccaneers, it's going to be a tough one. And for the week one struggles that the Texans had, I don't think we can be worried enough to say we are scared or unknown what this team is going to do. We know the capabilities of CJ Stroud, the Texans offense. Yes, it's been a little while since we've seen a good offensive outing. I mean, even dating back to last year, we haven't seen the rookie CJ Stroud, and it's a little bit scary, but we're going to break things down of what's going to happen in the Buccaneers game this Monday night, and it's going to be fun. But welcome to Texans Digest. 75% of you are not subscribed, and realistically, the Texans had their first practice yesterday for the first time since, they're mini, I wouldn't say a mini bye, but, they played Sunday. They don't play again until next Monday. So they had about 7.5 days of rest in terms of probably 8 full days, but Monday, it doesn't look like they're going to have Christian Kirk or Braxton Berrios available. Jake Andrews is dealing with an ankle sprain, so most likely it'll be Jarrett Patterson, backup center. Ed Ingram is back, so they probably won't have to shuffle around the offensive line as much. Nick Caley said, hey, if Ed Ingram's out, we'll collectively, lean on DeMeco. All of us talk it through, figure out who's going to start and what it's going to look like. But most likely, I think that was one of the big problems was kind of shuffling the offensive line in week one. Again, it's the Rams. You're not getting a team like the Saints or a bad opponent. The Rams have a good defense. Well, let's be honest. I mean, it was a bad outing, but it's week one. Even Ryan Fitzpatrick said it himself. He's not worried about the Texans, especially with their defense, and I would agree. But looking at this team moving forward, the offensive line is going to be where it starts. So looking at this line, it's going to go back to normal now with Ed Ingram back. I did not think Ed Ingram was going to start personally. We traded for him. He was kind of the backup on the Vikings, but this could be a scheme that fits his kind of play style. So left tackle, you'll have the rookie out of Minnesota, Ariante Ursary. Left guard, Laken Tomlinson. Center, Jake Andrews. Right guard, Ed Ingram. And right tackle, Titus Howard. So it was a little bit of a shakeup last week, not expecting Ed Ingram to not be available, but also the wide receiving core with Christian Kirk, that week of practice just have that hamstring strain. So it was definitely rough to have those guys out. But looking forward to this weekend, I think the biggest thing is going to be how can this offense bounce back? Last year, there were so many question marks about, hey, what's going to happen with this offense? The defense has been there. Derek Stingley, I don't have a doubt in my mind he's going to lock down Mike Evans. But looking at what the Buccaneers have accomplished, especially the last matchup versus this team, it was a rookie year for CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud threw 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, and look at the running game. 13 carries for Singletary. Did I say 26 yards? Oh my goodness. But my point here is the Buccaneers defense has always kind of been picked apart, especially with the Falcons game last week. The Falcons outplayed them by a mile. 358 total yards, 100 more than the Buccaneers. 159 pass yards to 289. The only thing the Buccaneers had the Falcons in was running yards. Falcons had more yards of play. They had more first downs. They had a better fourth down efficiency. I mean, they ran more plays. They had more time of possession. They did have more penalties, but again, they had less punts. So it's again to the Texans offense. Can they outscore the Buccaneers offense? And from what the Bucs struggled with to begin the first week, I think both of these teams are struggling. And the fact that the Texans are favored at home, I 100% agree. Again, looking at it from a non-biased perspective, obviously we all think we're going to crush the Bucs, as Texans fans. Oh, we're going to beat them up. But no, I do think after week one, I had a little bit of a post-game reaction as to I don't know if I want to watch the rest of the season. Obviously, kind of a joke, but kind of like, okay, how long is this kind of little offensive slump struggle kind of going to go for? Because you don't want to see the offense struggle, especially when you need them to step it up. Last year, the offense was the problem. You fired Bobby Slowick. You bring in Nick Caley. And honestly, the offense looked worse. And that's going to look that way because it's a new system. But this is the game I was like, okay, when I was going through my schedule prediction, it was Rams, Buccaneers. You're going to win one of those two games. You lost to the Rams. You're going to lose to the Buccaneers? I don't think so. 0-2. If the Texans go 0-2, that division is up for grabs between the Colts look pretty good and then the Jaguars, who obviously beat the Panthers week one. But looking at the defense for the Buccaneers, Kalaji Kancey, Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, I mean, yeah, it's a good D-line. Levante David, Hassan Reddick, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield. I'm not saying it's a bad defense, but I mean, I feel like Todd Bowles is trying to get a hold on that defense, but realistically, if Michael Penix was able to kind of just dink and dunk his way down the field, I don't see a problem why the Texans shouldn't win this game. Should be a little, lower scoring. The Texans held the Rams offense to 14 points. They should do the same thing with the Buccaneers, probably hold them under 20. And that's the thing. If your defense can hold teams to under 20 points, there's no reason you should be losing games. And when you score 9 points, that's definitely not good. In terms of the tight end situation, I'm not too worried. Harrison Bryant is a veteran. He knows what he's doing. And the Texans, I don't know if they got him because of the Brevin Jordan injury, but again, Cade Stover went down. Bryant was on the practice squad. They had Irv Smith Jr. as well, but there's so many tight ends and none of them are healthy. So Schultz is going to be the main guy. I don't know if this is going to be a very pass-heavy offense. It should be, because looking at it, you're not going to have much of a run game in Nick Chubb. It's kind of similar to the run game in 2023. This is what this team reminds me of. Probably a little bit of a slow start, but CJ Stroud, you need to let him do CJ Stroud things. You need to go back to his rookie year and find film and find plays that got players open. Nico Collins is great, but if he's double-teamed and Xavier Hutchinson and all these other guys can't step up, yes, Jaden Higgins is a rookie. He's going to get up to speed eventually. But my point is, this is going to be a rough few weeks to the season if the Texans can't figure it out on offense. And it all starts with the defense to the offense, I mean, last year the defense was such a help that it made the Texans look so overrated because of how great the defense was and how the offense wasn't matching that play. The Texans were top 20 offense last year. The defense was top 10. And looking at Derek Stingley against Mike Evans, that's going to be a fun matchup. But it's going to be Emeka Egbuka on Kamari Lassiter. That's going to be another, I wouldn't say nightmare, but definitely something to look at. And then the Bucs offense is something special. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, but it's going to be a similar week defensively, like covering the Rams offense. I mean, you had Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, you got Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka. I mean, it really doesn't change too much. I mean, there's two very valuable players. Obviously, I'm not going to compare the two receiving cores, but looking at this game, I need to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Let me know if the Texans are going to win, if they're going to lose. Obviously, hopefully from a non-biased perspective, but looking at the last game that they played, it might not be this entertaining. We might not get a 39-37 win, but I'm expecting a win. And if that's 24-21, all I'm looking for is improved offensive play. Because if you look at the Texans, they do have a couple, up in terms of their upcoming schedule. That's what you want to look at the most in terms of how are they going to be able to bounce back on offense. Because offensively, I think you can have a little bit of a first half struggle and bounce back, but you do not want to start the year 0-2. After the Bucs, you have to go at Jacksonville versus Tennessee, 2 division games. Not going to say they're hard, but the Jags look pretty good. Then you go at the Ravens, at the Seahawks, versus the Niners, versus the Broncos. This is a hard schedule. I'm not going to say it's not, but I was expecting a lot more out of the offense than 9 points. And when your running back gets 60 yards and your quarterback throws for 188, that is not a successful day. So I would rather them come out in a hurry-up offense right out the gate rather than trying to do what they did at the end of the Rams game and they're hurrying up before the 2-minute warning. Like, they had so much time. Like, if anybody watched the Packers game last night, the 2-minute drill before halftime, they played that the Commanders played that perfectly. It was like 3rd and 4. There was about 1:30 left. They kind of ran the clock all the way down on 2nd and 3rd down to like 29 seconds. They missed the field goal, and so did the Packers. But that's what you want to do. You do not want to add time for your opponent. And I just didn't understand the Texans' play calling, especially late in games. They couldn't get any first downs. It's not like the Rams have this top 5 defense. It's not like you played the Eagles' defense. It's not like you played the Chiefs. Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Like, this is where you are getting, at least for me, I'm getting frustrated after week 1. But I just want to see improvement. I want to see a good game plan. If we lose by 3 and, we deserve to be in that game and it was a close game and we can accept the loss, great. But CJ Stroud is 100% right of the fact that we did not deserve to win last week against the Rams. But the fact that we have that chance because of the defense is good, and you want to have a quarterback that's like, okay, I'm going to go drive down the field and win my team the game, kind of like how J.J. McCarthy bounced back in the 4th quarter. But no, there's still a lot of unknowns in this offense. I mean, moving forward, Stroud, Chubb, Collins, Kirk is still hurt. Hopefully Jaden Higgins can step up. Dalton Schultz, get him involved. I mean, he is a good target for Stroud to throw to. Just get some separation, throw it to him. I didn't like the system. I don't know. I mean, it just didn't look good. Preseason, they look good, but I guess it's going to take a couple weeks to get up to speed. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I think the Texans should win this game by 3. The Buccaneers didn't look much better than the Texans, so this is probably your easiest matchup in terms of minus the division games. You still have, the Ravens, the Niners probably when Brock Purdy comes back. The Seahawks are not a terrible team, especially at Seattle, but there's still a lot of season left to play. There's still 16 weeks of football, so I'm not worried. Technically 17 if you want to count the bye. But let me know your thoughts on the team in the comments. It's definitely a positive thing that they brought up Harrison Bryant in terms of backup tight end, but I'm not too worried about this game. It's just going to be, what can this team show me? And if Kirk is out, it's definitely going to be a minus, but I'm looking forward to this week. It's just, you don't know what to expect early on in the season, and that's kind of where I'm standing at, is I don't know what to expect. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Mike Zanetti, Texans Digest. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate you watching. As always, all the support's been crazy, but thank you guys, and we'll catch you in the next video.